Rallycrossrx has moved to Nyirad in Hungary for round 3. Andy Scott's team worked all night to get his car fixed ready for day 2. Petter Solberg's team were working on a misfire after morning warm-up, and Andreas Backerud's crew had worked until 4:30 in the morning to get the car ready. As Heat 3 got underway, Petter Solberg made a great start, but Race 3 made it very clear day 2 would be similar to day 1. Liam Duran clipped the barrier, ripped the wheel off, and had an absolutely enormous crash. He bent the roll cage, and it wasn't going to be any further for the Englishman this weekend.
So this is motorsport, really. It's what happens sometimes. Pushing to the limit, and it can go wrong sometimes, you know. So I just caught the inside parameters of the track. It's like a conveyor belt covered tyre wall or bank, and just, you know, looking for that split second all the time, trying to find lines and stuff, and just cut it too close and caught my inside wheel on the conveyor belt, and it's just like well, it just locked my tyre, and my wheel and tyre locked into the wall and just ripped it off and spun the car around and written the car off. So.
Heat 4, Race 2, and the very same section of track was to claim yet another victim. Michael de Keersmeacker had contact with one of the local Hungarian drivers in the first corner. This continued until the Joker lap, another contact with the rear left wheel, and as you can see, the tyre was smoking, contact with the bodywork. His engineers let him know, but he pushed too hard, lost control of the 208 and had an enormous crash. De Keersmeacker was okay, but it was the end of his weekend.
Yeah, it's game over. The car is it's damaged, of course. I think I go 5 or maybe 4 times rollover with the speed from 130, I think. Yeah, the biggest problem, we have a good start and a small touch in the first corner. But it's not the biggest problem. But then we take the yoke lap, and the local guy here pushed me inside the corner. And I think the tire gonna be smoke. Now I push really hard, but I want to stay in the front of the finals. And the last lap, we go in the fast corner. The car slipped a little bit, and I go off the throttle. Try to have the car not in the wall, but I touch a little bit, not hard. And then immediately the car go back in the other way for 4 or 5 times, I think.
On to semi-final number 1. Timmy Hansen made a fantastic start from the front row of the grid, shut the door on everybody else, and led as he went into turn 2. As he came out of the Joker lap, he'd managed to get the overlap on Davy Genet. It was an easy win, and he progressed through to the final on the front row. Semi-final 2 then, a great start from Timur Timerzyanov on the front row, challenged by Mats Lerton. Lerton had a bit of a moment and contact with Petter Solberg. Solberg all the way around the outside at turn 2. Spectacular start from the Norwegian, and their battle continued throughout the lap. Unfortunately, it wasn't to last for Petter. A puncture meant that he didn't make it through to the final. Timerzyanov way out in front, but a battle behind him for those final 3 places and into the final. Hedstrom up the inside of Mats Lerton, denied him down at the hairpin at the exit to the Joker lap. He goes through, Haval in front of him, and Timerzyanov taking the win. On to the final then, and more fantastic action. A great start from Timmy Hansen, but outbraked by Timerzyanov into the first turn. Davy Genet also up the inside. Sideways, but the Russian holds onto it, and Hansen slots in 3rd place as the 6 cars blast off up through the fast right-hander in turn 3. Big moment for Timerzyanov on the way down the hill. Genet passed him on the first lap. He slots in behind, incredible speed down through the Joker split. Sideways for Genet on the brakes, Timerzyanov back up the inside again. And in fact, Genet loses out. He runs wide, hits the barrier, and allows Hansen to chase the Russian through in 2nd place. Hansen takes his Joker lap in the middle of the race. Late on the final lap, Timerzyanov takes his Joker, but Hansen has carried just enough speed. Out to the hairpin, he runs the car wide, takes a big hit from Timerzyanov, but that's it, he's in the lead, 1 turn to go. Timmy Hansen takes his first ever win in his 3rd Rallycrossrx event. Fantastic drive for the young Swede. Final result then, Timmy Hansen from Timur Timerzyanov, Davy Genet in 3rd, Knut Doverborseth, Peter Hedstrom and Alexander Wahl with a DNF due to a puncture.
It's absolutely amazing. Wow, I can't believe it.
fantastic job in the final. You got Timerzyanov on the last corner of the last lap, pretty much.
The very last lap, and he hit me really bad in the rear, but I stayed in front, and I was so surprised to get out in front of him with the Joker. He's been so quick the whole weekend. And then the very last lap, just at the end of the race, it's fantastic.
Timur Timerzyanov continues to lead the championship. Timmy Hansen moves up into second thanks to his win. Janet dropping into third, in part due to an engine change penalty of minus 15 points. Anton Markland, Petter Solberg, Mats Leeson, Knut Overborseth and Liam Duran round out the top 8. Don't forget, you can follow Rallycrossrx on Twitter, Facebook and YouTube.